Lally ho, friends, and welcome back from your holidays if you celebrated them. This is Kupo Quest, and we are back for our first episode of 2023 and our first episode of our second story arc. So, if you are just tuning in, we will be picking up. This is actually a great place to pick up because we just concluded our first story arc, which was the Wind Crystal arc. So, just a quick recap of what that was. Four strangers brought together in the city of Cornelia with their short-term memory erased, found themselves between a rock and a hard place as they had to do the king a favor to basically keep from being executed. This was to retrieve his daughter that had been sent, well, actually that he had thought ran away, he told them. As it turns out, she had ran away with the son of the Empire, which just happens to be Cornelia's arch enemy. And it seems that there's some kind of star-crossed lover thing going on, as they found them at the Wind Shrine, did battle with the icon Garuda, which is basically the god of wind in this world. One of our own was defeated, but by striking a deal with the god, they drained the power of the Wind Crystal to bring our friend Izzy back from the land of the dead. After that, our cleric decided that he would grant their request to marry the princess to the son of the Empire, thus forging, hopefully, an alliance. And then when they came back to Cornelia, there was a bit of a tense reunion with her father as they ended up dethroning the king and placing the new princess, now queen, on the throne with her husband, son of the Empire. It was at this point, too, that they fought and defeated the first of the four fiends, Tiamat, who had been siphoning off the power of the Wind Crystal for unknown purposes. So, if you are joining, it's a great place to. But if you'd like to go back, it was a really good arc with a really great ending. I have the four, I think, best players in the world, and we're going to jump back in to where we are today. It's been about a month since the events of episode 7. We've had some downtime in Cornelia. There's been some various activities been going on. The group has dispersed ever so slightly, staying in touch, but they've kind of gone their separate ways to do preparations for the journey to come. So, at this point, our group has been asked to meet the Queen Furion, that is her husband, and Morrow in the throne room. They've been summoned as the Queen and Furion are about to set out from Cornelia and head back to Lindblum, the capital of the Empire, basically to deliver the news to the Emperor that this clandestine wedding has taken place. So at this point, the four of you meet back up on your way towards the throne room. And so I just want to go down the line. Nozak, let's start with you. As you all meet up and you're walking towards the throne room to have this conversation, what have you been up to in the last month? What would you like to tell the group, the audience, me?
Yeah, okay. So Nozak has been a busy little body. In the past 4 weeks that we've kind of had a little break. Nozak has been doing a lot of research into Cornelian history, into like the religions that are outside of the empires, like the Bahamut as the prime deity, mainly due to the fact that like Nozak, after going through everything that happened in Arc 1, is like relearning the world from a new perspective after having such a heavy bias for so long. So hopefully Nozak won't be a little bitching up too. But yeah, so Nozak now has a little bit of a more basic understanding for the different icons and the different religions, and like which icons represented by which of the crystals that we will eventually need to find. In the second week, Nozak was working with the blacksmiths and learning about the steel trade and how everything worked, and like the blacksmiths seeing if he could like fix things up with his mech and that. Found out that Cornelia is very far behind the Empire and they have no idea what the fuck a mech is. So
Well,
that
they know
didn't
what
help.
they are.
But
They fought against them. They just don't know how they work.
oh yeah, true.
They lost against
But
them.
yeah, so like Australia with the emus. But yeah, so essentially, I ended up teaching them more than they taught me. But it's all good because in the second week we were able to create a barding for Duchess, which was a little commission from Grunthor, which was fun. In the third week, Nozak was researching the Spiral War and everything that kind of happened there because that is just the whole thing that even I don't think the Empire currently has a lot of information about. Like, I didn't know what the Spiral War was and everything like that, so they were doing a lot of research into that and finding out of like the cities like Canaan, Altair, and the ruins of Zanarkand. So doing a little bit of like not thievery, treasure hunting, looking into that, but finding out the Zanarkand is basically untapped when it comes to human populace. So that is going to be something that my greedy little goblin hands are going to want to get onto eventually. And then in the fourth week, Nozak was just kind of chilling and working as a doctor, as a cleric, healing and helping the people that have been sick, that have been poor, and working alongside the clergymen and the higher up priest officials in the churches. And at that time was able to have a lot more understanding in the plants and how the potions work and stuff like that. And Nozak now knows how to create very basic potions, and is pretty good with plants and shit now. So I'm slowly transitioning from a tank into a white mage.
There you go. That's character development. That's what we do here on this show, character development off screen.
Hell yeah.
But
Yes,
no.
character development. Ava, what did you do? I killed a god.
So, going down the line, Izzy, what were you up to in your off time, and did you leave the library at all?
So,
Library,
first of all,
yeah.
rude. So, I didn't realize that everyone had their thing organized by a week to week basis. Izzy would not do that because time is an illusion to him. um, he if he has not been in the library, he has been asking questions. If he has been asking questions, he's been helping the town in various ways. Uncharacteristically, I think the only person who would have noticed is either Grunthor or Nozak, because I feel like he would go to the princess, ask who he can ask to help, and he would be immediately directed to the church. And even though he's not very religious, I think he would help in any way he can. I think he's been enjoying seeing Nozak learn things because he is a learned person, and he has. And after he finds out that Nozak wants to learn more about Cornelia, he immediately drops books from his own personal collection to him to read. And without saying another word, he doesn't engage any further. But he does drop them off to read. And I think what people would notice is how, despite Izzy not being very personable, he is very caring. Uh, for example, he doesn't go out of his way to like spend time with the people who need help, but he does if he sees there's a child who has an ailment. That's immediately what he's working on, and he immediately gives the parents a potion. He tells them that it's very silly of them to expect him to want them to pay him before just leaving and going back to what he was doing. But other than that, he's been also talking a lot to Mog about the history of Cornelia from a more personal standpoint. He likes Sophie, but I think he would realize that she has a lot of other things to worry about. And he's also been doing a shit ton of research for the last 2 weeks specifically. You guys would not have seen him very much.
Yeah, you may have crossed paths with Nozak a little bit as he'd done some in the library, but yeah, Izzy for the last 2 weeks has just been hitting the books hard. DM typing lore dump information hard into our DMs.
Yeah, he realized he could. I think he realized he couldn't just casually look for this information. So he did. So he's like, "Well, I guess it's project mode time," and he just started pulling out a shit ton of books, notebooks, and writing and learning.
And Cornelia having such an amazing library helps too, because it does have, as they boast, the most extensive library in Fantasia.
Yeah, so. I think they have to send a guard to try to find where he is because they would assume that no one would be in the library this early in the morning. Yeah. They're wrong. He's immediately in the library. More specifically, he's down in one of the lowest archives in the library.
And because of the way that you've helped the Queen and the way that you've helped Cornelia in the past, you pretty much had unrivaled access to the library. So you were probably able to find out more than any like normal person would have just walking in off the street, because she basically gave you free reign, all of you. So
we have a cute canon moment where like Nozak and Izzy are just silently opposite ends of the same table with like hundreds of books and just a cup of coffee or something?
That's
It is
adorable.
definitely silent.
That's adorable.
Oh yeah, no.
Our two bunnies.
Yay, we're
But I
bonding.
think it is taking everything in his power to not ask them if he could have any of the scrolls from the archive because he knows it's a no.
Yeah. Now, just a question. I didn't ask you this in our break, but you're not. Are you trying to steal any? Is that
No,
something Izzy would do? All right.
Izzy is not going to. If there's anything Izzy is not going to steal, it's a book from a library.
So look. I know that. I think knowing Izzy, I think that's the case. But as DM, I have to dangle plot hooks in front of you.
Ace would love to steal books from an archive in a library. Izzy would not, though.
Okay.
Nozak, Quill, you want to mention something? You want that book? I see you looking at that book. Tiny little hands.
And then Grunthor, what have you been up to over the past month or so?
Well, seeing that how quite a few of us have gone down during the last fight, I took up the time to not only learn basic medicine, first aid, so I picked up that skill. With Nozak's help, as he mentioned, we converted my chainmail into a breastplate, melted it down into a breastplate to fit Duchess. Also, during that entire time, I made rolls for Wolf. On animal handling, I have turned into an expert animal handler. That's I took skill mastery, and now I did a lot of training with Duchess on combat, taking on a rider of my size. Mm-hmm. Kind of got her to be a bit of a bigger girl, and she is now proficient in carrying me into battle and fighting as well. I also
he nat 20'd that roll, by the way, again.
Let's go! Yeah.
Just so everybody knows.
It was an advantage roll, so I rolled a nat 1 and a nat 20.
Yeah.
Let's go!
I think that's like your 20th nat 20.
I'm just waiting for I was gonna say Muffin because that's the name of my chocobo in Final Fantasy. I'm just waiting for Duchess to be buff enough to lift up the entire party.
Oh yeah, she'll probably get there. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, continue, Grunthor. Sorry.
I procured some more equipment for her, a military saddle specifically sized for me and her, a bit bridle, a lance. So I had, because I am now Sir Grunthor, I have learned how to, I relearned how to use a lance on a chocobo, and now Duchess is proficient in it, and we are able to hit the shields off of target dummies.
I'm gonna have to come up with rules for chocobo jousting now, aren't I?
Let's
I really want to do this.
Absolutely.
I need you to understand there are only 3 people in this party who would ever be interested in trying, and Izzy is not one of them.
Yeah, chocobo jousting, it's coming. You know what? I'm committing. They have chocobo jousting at the Gold Saucer if you ever make it out there. So we'll have rules for
it. Next, I propose we go there now.
So.
And though we haven't really discussed it, I probably would have worked with the Queen a lot more. What does she expect? What does she need from me personally, as well as in that month, the other egg may have hatched. I don't know.
Okay. We will find out some information on that when we get to the throne room. So we'll jump into that when we get into the game. So, anything else?
I think that's it.
All right, Ava, bring us home. Did you do anything interesting?
Man, I feel a whole lot less productive and helpful compared to what everybody else did. But Ava was up to a bunch of tomfoolery. Went to some various different shops. Bought some books on learning how to read. Some sweets and treats. My camera's out of focus.
I'm sorry. Wait.
And he went to some orphanages and spent a month with the orphans, teaching them how to read, how to play different games, just how to live a better and productive life. That's the part that the group sees. The part that the group doesn't see is throughout the month, these little orphans running up to me and tugging at me and handing me a scroll or written messages and running away. And this happening throughout the month. And Ava going to Mog's Tavern, playing a little song of his people, meeting up with a fellow member of his organization and getting a sending stone, and communicating with some people through that sending stone here in Cornelia.
Okay.
He's on a mission.
Look at Ava having a heart. After killing a
Also-
god,
also,
he's like, you should help the orphans.
I love how when he said a book on lawyer, I immediately assumed Ava can't read.
Ava this whole time's like, that Izzy person reads a lot. I should finally learn how to do
Man,
that.
this shit must be interesting.
And the game that you were playing with the kids was like Caverns and Chocobos, right?
Oh yes, totally.
Totally on the up and up. Nothing sketchy here.
Love that.
I love that. That's awesome.
Okay. So,
3rd edition.
you have all had... I really like the 5th edition. You all have had a very productive, in your own ways and your own rights, a very productive month. So, the reason it's been a month, there's been a lot of stuff going on, and both the Queen and Firion are planning a trip back to Lindblom. And that is the capital of the Empire. And this is basically for him to do the, hey, Dad, I got some news for you. So they've been doing their preparations. They wanted to make sure that things had stabilized here in Cornelia before they headed out because things have been kind of tumultuous. So at this point, they've given you word that they are planning to leave within the next day or so. And they've asked you to come to them. And, just have a one final chat before everybody parts ways or whatever that might be. So, we are going to pick up as you all come together and you have made your way into the throne room. And what you see there is you see the Queen sitting on the throne. She looks very regal. The disheveled person that you saw up in the wind shrine and just the travel weary person that came back with you and confronted Tiamat alongside you is gone. She looks every bit the queen that she is, and Firion looks like someone who's been born into royalty and knows exactly what he's doing. Morrow, on the other hand, for the first time, seems kind of relaxed. Way less tense than normal, and he actually, when you enter, is just kind of sharing a private joke with the two of them. Once you come in, with Duchess in tow behind you, they all just kind of stop and turn and look at you, and the Queen stands to address you. If it isn't my favorite group of adventurers, the Fourgiven.
I dropped down to one knee.
And she just kind of gives you a very light head bow. You may rise, Sir Gunther. No need to be so formal. I'm so glad you all came to see us one last time. We're planning on heading out soon. I think that we've got things kind of calmed down around here, with some notable exceptions. My father has not taken the transition so well. And she kind of looks over at Firion. And at this point, everybody give me a perception check.
Okay.
Yay! Your first roll.
First roll of 2023.
Hey.
24.
I'll take that.
Is that Izzy?
Yeah.
So actually, anybody over 15. So everybody but Grunthor. I'm sorry. You are just kind of focused on the Queen at the moment. So you don't really notice. But you look over and you see that Firion has a really bad black eye. So like his right eye is just really bruised.
Personally, I wouldn't take that.
As the Queen looks back at you, my father had been keeping to himself for the most part, sulking in his room. But he happened to cross Firion one afternoon and assaulted him. So we have had to place him under house arrest.
What a shame.
Well, as you might imagine, this has been kind of difficult for some people. It's quite the turn of events and overturning everything that the people of Cornelia have known, and very suddenly. And there's still some factions within the city that support my father. So it was a difficult decision, but he seems to be getting unruly. And then at this, Moro just kind of goes, don't worry about the old bastard. He'll calm down eventually.
Okay, Moro.
Yeah, Moro said
We
that.
love some character development. Getting a bit comfortable in your position.
Well, he looks slightly embarrassed at that and then looks at the queen. I'm just happy to finally be serving someone who appreciates my particular brand of humor. Let's just say.
We do love some competency.
Well, there's that, too. The queen at this point goes, he's still my father. And he was king, and while I don't agree with everything that he's done, I do still think he deserves the respect that title granted him, but his recent actions just, it left me no choice. I don't want to do this, but... And unfortunately, in the meantime, things have stabilized. I've chosen to leave Morrow in charge. I would like to stay around, but we have to get to Lindblom. We have to let the Empire know what's going on. The longer we delay, the worse the chances that news is going to get back to them. And I fear that if the Emperor finds out what's happened without it coming directly from myself or Furion, that it's not going to be good. But I'm sorry. I've been talking a lot. It's so good to see all of you. What, do you have any news? Any news that you'd like to share? Basically, if you want to tell her any of the things that you found out, any of the things that have developed, it's up to you. That's just up to you. A chance to fill her in on any of the research you did or anything you think might be interesting to her. Okay,
Nozak won't mention the Xanacan ruins because that's a sneaky little thing for the party.
Okay.
And also won't. Okay, so Nozak's going to mention the blacksmithing in week 2, helping to kind of get the trade going a little bit, see if we can do a little bit more with that. And Nozak's going to mention week 4 working with the churches and that.
Okay.
I want Nozak's going to be like, well, I mean, in the past week. I've been working with the churches and they seem pretty okay with the transition from from the king to the queen. So I don't think you will have to worry about the churches in any way. I'm absolutely giving Nozak a stutter after 4 weeks of not talking. He's got a stutter now.
Perfect. That's great to hear. It seems that most that I've heard from are supportive, although I can never be sure who's lying to me just because I'm queen now. But from what I'm gathering, I mean, at least I'm still, I was heir to the throne anyway. I just wish it hadn't happened like this. I thank you so much, though, for helping with the churches and the clerics around here. It's been a very long time since we've had people like you come into town. Most people avoid Cornelia these days. There's just not much here for people anymore.
We have a lot of leads for the bigger mission, but nothing concrete. After exploring, I have a folkloric tale that may have a location to the important thing we're looking for. But nothing concrete. I need to go to more. I need to find other libraries to do research in. As wonderful as this one is, I need to search more because there are other libraries who may not be as big, but they may have knowledge that this one doesn't.
At this point, Furion speaks up. We in Lindblom do boast quite the library ourselves. And I know that there's tomes there that probably aren't found in Cornelia. We're heading there ourselves, and you're more than welcome to come with us. I mean, we've invited you for a feast anyway, if you'd like to come. Sarah pipes in. That's not a bad idea, actually. If it's more research you want, you could come with us to Lindblom. Help us deliver the news to the Emperor. Help, just with the journey. Strength in numbers on the road and all.
Uh,
Sarah pipes in. That's not a bad idea, actually. If it's more research you want, you could come with us to Lindblom. Help us deliver the news to the Emperor. Help, just with the journey. Strength in numbers on the road and all.
Nozak's gonna look to the party and look back at the Queen and Furion and be like, I actually, I don't think that'd be a bad idea. It might help, having me there. It's like I've known Furion for years. I've known the Empire for. I've known the Emperor for a while, and the Emperor's dad, and he's gonna start rambling on.
His dad and his
Long
dad,
story
and his
short,
dad, and his
good
dad.
idea. Yeah.
As Sarah says again, definitely keep it in mind. I know that there are many things that are going on right now, and I know that, from what I understand, you all have found yourselves in the middle of quite the predicament. But if there's things in Limblum, the Empire does have resources that Cornelia could never dream of. Even though we have the Grand Library, they definitely have resources, contacts. It might be worth your time. While we're on the subject of pressing matters and things that you're sucked up in, I will assume that you all have noticed the winds stifling and disappearing in the last 2 weeks. I can only assume this is related to what happened at the Wind Shrine, with Garuda utilizing the power of the Wind Crystal. And it seems that the things she warned us of has finally come to pass. It's 2 weeks now without even the faintest breeze that I've felt here in Cornelia, and I don't know if it's everywhere, or if it's just our proximity to the Wind Shrine, or I don't really understand how any of this works anyway. It's all mystical and magical and in ways that I don't necessarily study. But it does make me think that whatever is going to happen has started. So, if Lindblom can provide you information to help figure out what to do or how to reverse this, then it's something to keep in mind.
That would be... I wouldn't be against it, but I would prefer to do it only if everyone else would like to as well.
Wow. I don't mean to sound rude, Your Majesty, but I am feeling a little homesick.
Well, by all means, come with us. Again, the choice is yours. I mean, you owe us nothing. You have done so much for Cornelia already, and I am forever in your debt for what you've done. I'm simply offering a path. If it's not the path you choose to walk, that's fine. But if I can help in any way, please let me know.
When do you plan? When did the two of you plan on leaving?
She looks over at Furion, and he just kind of makes a little face like this. She kind of rolls her eyes. Furion's quite anxious to get back on the road, but I, in the next day or so, within the week, for sure. If you all are going to come with us, we could delay until you're ready, if need be. But I think the plan is I have a few more meetings this afternoon, and then tomorrow. We could leave out midday at the earliest tomorrow, or dawn the next day. Or if you are coming with us, then whenever is most convenient for you. I would just urge that we get on the road sooner than later. Again, the longer we risk this news getting back to the Emperor, it's bad, I think. I'd rather be introduced as his daughter-in-law in person than through some spy network. But that may have already happened.
Don't worry, Queen Sarah. Just give us a few hours to speak as a team, because we need to speak about our next step regardless. Absolutely.
Take your time. If you don't mind, just come to the palace. Send someone to tell me what your answer is, and we'll go from there. Oh,
thank you,
Grunthor, she says, and she kind of gestures over. She has behind, just a little ways behind and off to the side of the throne, she's erected this really nice pedestal, and on the top is a very nice, fluffy pillow, and she's placed on top of it the chocobo egg. And you can see hovering above the chocobo egg is some kind of spell. It looks like a small cloud, but it's just pouring down a little bit of warmth over it. Basically just kind of like a heat coming down. We are seeing some very good signs. I believe that you are able to keep the egg healthy. We are seeing some slight movements. We think it may be hatching within the next couple weeks.
Excellent.
Yay.
I regret that I may not be here when it hatches, but I have given Morrow very strict instructions on how to care for baby chocobos. And at this point, Morrow goes, "Yes, I have read the manual many times. We will keep it safe. Never fear, Your Highness." But,
I can take a hand when we return.
oh, that would be great. It's just going to be so nice to have chocobos back in, well, and she motions to Duchess, back in Cornelia, especially once you and her depart. I can't even remember the last time I've seen one. I just can't
We're
wait.
right there.
Well, you know what I mean. I mean before this, but that was heck. But please don't let me keep you. If you need to discuss your next steps, please, by all means, take your time. Take your time. Just let me know what you decide to do. Our current plan is to leave around midday tomorrow. So if you'd like us to delay that at all, just let us know before then.
All right, we will.
Okay. It's so good to see you all again.
I'm
At
glad
your
to
service.
see you are prospering.
You all notice that she does seem very content, while stressed, as a new queen might. She does have a kind of glow about her that she seems much happier than the first time you saw her.
She's pregnant.
Not that kind of glow, okay? Actually, give me an insight check.
Wait, can we all do it? I want to do it too.
Damn it!
Oh,
10.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, you don't think she's pregnant.
Oh, thank goodness.
What do you know about human anatomy, though, there, Nozak?
Mate, I have seen the empires and the empires and the empires.
Yeah.
They fuck like Loperate.
That's
my
true.
God.
If anybody's gonna know anything about the reproduction systems, it's the bunny. So no, you don't think she's pregnant. That's not what I meant. As soon as I said glow, I'm like, God, they're gonna think I'm dropping hints about a baby. I more just meant that she's much more. She seems in her element, and she seems happy with Furion. Furion, on the other hand, while doesn't, he seems happy, but he also seems just in a really bad mood, likely because of the recent assault. So he's been rather quiet during this whole time. Pseudo brooding, but mainly just letting Sarah take the lead. So with this, she just she actually gives you a bow as well, and just says, "Just let us know." And by all means, have anywhere in the palace or back to the Mookel's Goblet, wherever you'd like to stay. Your lodgings will forever be free in Cornelia. It's the absolute least we could do.
Oh,
We appreciate that, Your Majesty. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen Sarah.
As you're turning to go, Furion says, hold on 1 second. And he steps down and he starts reaching into his bag. He goes, just in case you decide to not go with us, this should help you get in and out of the Empire's borders. And he gives each of you just a small, basically a token. It looks like a coin, but it does have the Imperial seal on one side. And then on the other side, it is a marking of the current Emperor. It is not currency. That is not what it is. This is a mark of the Emperor. This is something that they give out to guests that basically help them pass border checkpoints without being accosted in any way. So Furion says, you actually probably already had one, Nozak.
Say, would I have one? Because
Yeah,
the whole start thing coming in. Okay,
Actually-
I'm just gonna take it anyway. Can I just, pin it?
Yeah, you might have had one because you worked pretty close. They don't give them out to every Empire citizen. It's mainly to basically friends, family, delegates. things like
Loporits that have been around for 800 years.
Yeah, you've been around for a
casual.
while. You've probably been able to acquire one in the last 800,
Actually,
900 years. So,
fun fact: I've got the last one. I don't have a new one yet because the new emperor didn't trust me
that's
because
actually
they done the assassination attempt. So I have one from his dad. So I'm just gonna get a new one. I'm just gonna pin it in the mech next to the old one. I've got rows of them.
Yeah, just a bunch of them. You just open
I'm
your
collecting
them.
I'm collecting them like chocobo cards.
Oh my god.
Chocobo.
No,
cards.
what is it? Triple triad cards. That's
Oh
what it is.
yeah. Ooh. More ideas and more work for me. Okay. Anyway,
We're gonna get to the gold source side. It's just gonna be 10 sessions of just
I'm
mini-games.
gonna probably if we do decide to get to the gold saucer, it's probably gonna be its own arc, just whatever the hell we're doing in there.
Gold saucer arc.
So
gold source arc.
With this, she lets you all go. Where are you heading? Where do you want to go to have your discussions?
Izzy will
is probably our go-to.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Izzy would suggest Moggs.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing as well. It seems like we're all just gonna naturally walk in that direction then.
Yeah, as they walk though, Izzy has some shiny new things to give out.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm pulling out my note. So first things first, he hands Nozak his book on medicine back, and he just says, "Thank you for letting me freshen up all my skills.
Of course.
I can now perform minor surgeries." But also, he's going to hand Nozak one regular potion of healing. He's going to hand Grunthor 2 potions of healing. I finally said your name right. And he's going to pull out 3 and hand Ava 1. And then put the other 2 just back in his bag. And he goes to Ava and he says, this is just in case you need it, or we need you to get to someone faster than Nozak can get to them.
In case of emergency.
Yes.
All right.
And I'm just going to take 1 potion of healing off of mine. And he says, if any of you need me to make any whenever we're in a town or such, please just let me know. I'm very skilled at making various potions.
And just so you know, during the downtime, Nozak did also have some experience and started to learn that. So if you two work together, you could probably cut down either the time or the gold cost too. So
Ooh,
next time
we love RNG.
Yeah, let me know. So, all right. Okay. You all make your way back to your favorite tavern, the Moogle's Goblet, the only really place to drink in this town anyway. There's some others, but they're all crap. You don't want to go there. But
I just remembered.
Hey, they have a new piano.
I was just about to say, did Mog get the new piano yet?
Okay, as you walk in, the piano has been delivered in this month.
Yay!
It is ridiculously nice. Still not a person playing it. Like no one's over there playing it. It looks like probably no one has played it yet, but it is like 1.5 times bigger than the old one. Just nice. Really, it looks like it's carved out of some kind of super, super rare wood that you don't even know how they would have imported. You've never even seen a wood like this in the forest around Cornelia. Where they got it from, you have no idea. But as you come in, Mog goes, "Woohoo! Did you see the piano? That's the king's. Oh, sorry, the queen's gill for you. Anyway, what can I get you?"
Mog, I'll just have my usual meal if that's okay.
Gotcha.
And instead of water, I'll take milk this time to celebrate.
Ooh, celebration. What else?
The same, my usual.
I'll take a curry.
Okay.
Bunch of ale, please.
Sure. Well, okay.
You.
And then he just floats away. And he's gone for a minute. You all find your normal table. He seemed like he was expecting something grander. I don't know. Like he was like, once you said celebrating, he was like expecting like something out of the ordinary.
A feast,
from
and then we're just like, oh yeah, just a drink, please.
Yeah.
What? Just a soda? All right.
So, okay. Oh, you're just water today, huh? Sure. Okay.
Izzy will pull out a map he bought of the land of Fantasia, and he'll just unfurl it over the table. And you guys will see that there are different points that seem to have inked circles over certain names, along with a couple of notes. And he says, "All right. So based off the information that I was not aware of because I've been in the library for about 2 weeks, it seems like the winds are officially gone. And normally that wouldn't be a problem, but small kingdoms like this that don't have any magical defenses, it can really mess with the weather. Basically, if there's no wind, that means every biome in Fantasia is now just at its extreme all the time, without any way to be regulated. So what I think would be the best course of action is, originally, I was going to think we should go to each of the crystals and see if we could find some way to power up these gems Shiva gave us. But it seems like the best option would be able to find the mother crystal, so that if any of these crystals do run out of power, we have a backup way to bring them back. Because
kind of like giving it a jump start.
Maybe, because wind is one thing. Could you imagine what would happen if the earth or water crystal had all their power siphoned away?
Yeah, we would have about 3 weeks before it'd, die completely. We know the time now.
Yes. So, it's going to be a bit of a change of plans. I think we should go to the various libraries within Fantasia to see what we can find. Now, I'm not sure if I told you all this, but I'm on a personal mission for my mentor. I need to find an artifact that she lost a long time ago. And Sarah told me about her friend Min Woo, and she told me she gave you guys a bit of detail about him when I was incapacitated, for lack of better terms. Apparently, he's an incredibly proficient magic user, and I think I might be able to not only ask him about this item I'm looking for, but he may also have answers to at least where any info on the mother crystal could be. Plus, speaking to another mage would be very interesting. Not only that, it's the closest kingdom to us, so whether we go with the princess or not, we could end up with them in Lindnell. Wait, is that how you pronounce it?
Lindblom?
Yep.
Yeah, that one. We can end up with them in no time. Does that sound good to you all, or would you all like some alterations to that plan?
Yeah, just to add to that, if you're looking at the map that I laid on the table, the main road that runs between Cornelia and Lindblom does go past Altair. It is basically the road. It is the closest. Yeah, also
he's in Altair.
Yeah, it is the closest town to Cornelia, and on the way to Lindblom.
Yes, I think that would be the best course of action, because whether we get to each of the crystals and stop them, they could have their power siphoned, and we don't know how long it'll take for us to find whichever being is siphoning off their power. I think that finding the mother crystal should be our top priority, followed by destroying any beings that are siphoning off from these crystals' powers. And then, after we find the mother crystal, we can decide on whether we want to destroy them to create stronger versions, like Garuda and Shiva said would happen. But I think that plan has the best success rate. However, this isn't a monarchy. We're a group, and I would like to hear your thoughts on that as well.
Alright, Nozak's going to take a little bit of time to think about a couple of things, because I've just had a couple of ideas in my head, and I need to work them out first before I vocalize it.
And you see he sighs a bit, and he says, "There's also another library I know about that I would prefer not to use. But that's only if we can't seem to find any other info."
And to that point, Izzy, in the back of your head, you do think that there's probably some people there as well that might be able to help.
Don't do this to me, DM, please. No, but you see, as Izzy says that, you see he kind of sighs and shakes, and he's like, "But this isn't about that. That will be a very last option. What do you all think of the current plan?"
I agree that we need to do something about the crystals, but I do not necessarily know if the mother crystal is the best. I will follow the group.
Fair. As it stands, we don't have any information on it anyways. So maybe destroying whoever is siphoning the powers should be priority 1.
And you will know, I will add one thing. You'll notice on the map that Izzy has laid out, the locations of the other 3 crystals are common knowledge. So what Izzy has done is he's marked them each on the map for you as well. So if you look at the one I sent you, that each crystal should be marked on the map for you. And that was a Izzy addition, as he just like through his research, like just so you could find them easier.
I think I totally agree that the mother crystal is a priority, of course. My counter thought to that, Izzy, is with the current crystals, common knowledge. Like everyone knows where they are. We don't know, however, where the mother crystal is, and of course Minwoo probably isn't going to be going anywhere anytime soon. I'm not trying to sound sympathetic with the Empire, especially after everything that the Cornelia's done for me recently. But I think right now the priority is to help Sarah and Firion with the Empire. I mean, I've been with these people for many years. This is the first Empire that's actively tried to kill me, and I've known all of their ancestors for the past 800 years. I feel like now is probably the time to try and placate the Emperor before we do anything else to essentially ruin the world. If that makes sense. We can smash out the crystals quickly, but I think even if we have like the smallest chance to have a favor with the Empire, their resources are vast beyond compare, and I feel like if we can help with the Empire now, that might be able to help us get more information later. We might have more unrestricted access to things. We might have more resources at our disposal. And I don't feel comfortable leaving Sarah and Firion alone with this new information either. But I do agree with you that the crystals are a priority for sure. I just feel like they're not our current priority. I'm sorry. As you saw, Nozak's head's just gonna slowly get lower and lower. He's like gonna reach up and pull the curry down, and like
until all you can see are just his ears sticking up, like just the top of his head and his ears sticking up behind the table.
As much as I would hate to get involved with nobility and political drama that comes with it, you do make a fair point. With their resources far outstretching ours, it may be good to try to bolster with allies. I'm just not sure how much I'll be able to help. I haven't dealt with nobility in a very long time, so the best I could do is try to placate to you to give an argument for how to help us, because you are from there.
I can do my best, but they tried to kill me, so I just feel like we should try and stay with Sarah and Firion for now. Also, I love how Nozak's just first name basis these bitches. Like,
no one, Queen Shmeen, she's Sarah. I mean, once you save somebody's life, you can probably just call them by their first name. I think that's how it goes. At this point, Mog kind of just comes by and just kind of quietly just drops things down. He makes a couple trips, his little wings flapping as fast as they can and just zooming in and out. He actually flies over the table and just drops stuff as he zigzags in between all of you. And then just as he's flying back, he goes, "Let me know if you need anything else." And he just goes
Thank you,
back
Mog.
into the kitchen.
Thank you, Mog. You're appreciated.
You are valid.
I think our mission is dual purpose anyway, since the princess, the queen, and the prince consort want to go back to
Lindblom.
Limblom.
We will never get it.
I am
I
getting a job
probably
and I'm
say-
buying you all Final Fantasy.
I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's Lindblom to me. So
Which
It is
Izzy
limited.
wants to visit the library and perhaps do more research. So
I am willing to go along with this, despite my discomfort with dealing with nobility, if we can make a pit stop in Altair to speak to Minwu. While the crystals do take priority, I need to help my master with this mission.
perhaps we can ask the Queen if passing through Altair and perhaps even Canaan on the way to Lindblom, if we could perhaps have a day in each place.
I think that would make sense. We do need to visit afterwards, though. We do need to visit either. We will be closest to. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where we're fucking going. We're going to Lindblom. We will be
going to
at.
Lindblom, yeah.
Yeah, we will be a pretty good distance from both the water crystal and the earth crystal. So after we help them, we can decide where we wish to go next to. I'll say just check in on things for now.
Yeah, we can burn that bridge of what we do after Lindblom after we get to Lindblom, because depending on what you find out at the altar at Atreus, the one place you mentioned where the friend is. Yeah, Altair. If you learn anything at Altair or at the Blueberry City, then
Don't blame me. I just took these city names from Final Fantasy. I didn't make these up.
All right.
The
Speaking
only one that
of
played all the games.
we may find something that may change our course of
Speaking
action. At
of-
Lindblom.
info, I do have quite a bit. You see he waves his hand, and you just see a bunch of notebooks shoot out of his bag and begin floating around the table. He's like, let's start with volume 1 of my research on what I found so far.
Oh gosh.
So we're gonna
Mog,
pretend.
Can I get a nail?
At this point,
We're
before you even say that, Mog comes back out and he just drops them off. He goes, "Had a feeling you need these." And he just goes back into the bag.
We're just gonna
Ew.
pretend. We're just gonna pretend that Izzy is going way more in depth about this and wrote full thesis papers on each of these while I just read what I found out so far.
Okay.
Okay. So really quick.
There's like
So
now
men.
on top of the
So
table,
all I know about
head.
Minwu is that apparently he's from Altair. He's a very proficient magic user. I didn't feel like it would be fair for me to start researching him as well, and I felt like Izzy would have much bigger priorities, so I just skipped it. I do not have any info on whose Tiamat's allies could possibly be. Sadly, I rolled very poorly on that. So, for the Mother Crystal, the way that Izzy would explain to you guys is that he basically had to search through margins, and each margin took him from book to book to book to archive to book to book to archive. But long story short, all he knows is that it from a folkloric tale is that it's deep in a cave within the earth. That is it.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, so we go down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a so-so roll
us.
on a high DC.
Yeah. So, the Mother Crystal pretty much predates most life in Fantasia. I'm just giving lore to everyone.
Go for it.
Predates
You
most life.
it's your lore. You researched it. Do with it as you please.
Pretty much predates life in all of Fantasia, and it's seen in most religions, like commonly, which is very unheard of in our modern understanding of religion, is like the source of all life itself, or it's believed to be.
Yeah, even the
so
various
with that-
religions almost trace it back. Even the ones that,
Yeah.
that go with different icons and
But-
stuff. So
The last sighting of it from that source that he told you about was over 5,000 years ago. So we're really not working with much. Do you guys actually care about the info he found out about why Garuda's big mad at Cornelia? I'm just gonna ask you guys if you care.
It's definitely something that I think would be interesting to hear. I think
Well,
it's more like, with all due
so-
respect to the research that Izzy has done, we've kind of
Yeah.
already literally been there, killed that.
I mean, fair. So the tea is from my sources that apparently
tea.
Garuda was actually super well beloved by Cornelia and like helped them out a lot. Like she playing with children type deal.
This
Like
is
she
before
was
the
so
reckoning. Yeah.
yeah,
Is
like
that
she was
why-
so yeah, she was so ingrained in their lives lives that everyone knew and loved her. So basically, when they built the temple in the crystal was put there because it was her temple, they kind of just stopped caring about her. So she's really, really, in my opinion, rightfully upset at Cornelia, which I would be too. Could you imagine like just being abandoned? Then their princess comes out of nowhere. It's like, hey, girl. So yeah,
she had her reasons
really
for hating you all.
So in character, Izzy pulls out possibly the smallest of his journals, and he just pulls out a piece of paper, and he says, Grunthor, unfortunately I couldn't find much about where you said you're from. But it's odd. No matter throughout the books I look through for this place called Bastock, it seems there's no way it wouldn't show up in history or even that name. So it seems almost as if it's been rewritten or hidden from history. And I haven't the slightest clue as to why that would be. I apologize deeply, but I don't have anything for you. At least not here. I can keep looking if you want me to.
I mean, yeah, go around, I guess. I don't know.
Does Grunthor not have a response?
I'm eating my raw goat.
See, good for
You guys,
him.
you're talking so much history. I'm like,
Well,
yeah, he's not even
just
paying attention. You say that, and he's just like,
Well, just so Harlequin knows, I can't find anything on Bastock, and it's most likely because it's been rewritten or hidden. And in that moment, as he's going through all this, and he's looking through his last bit journal, Ava, Izzy looks at you, but he does not say anything. But you do see his eyes immediately dart. But you do see his eyes immediately dart to your ring before he turns back to the group.
Bitch, what did you do?
And he just says, "I think that is everything I was able to find. I apologize that it wasn't more useful." And you see he just puts all his journals back and rolls up his map.
Okay. That was a lot to oh boy.
I mean, that's a lot more
Yeah,
than I've done in the last month. So, I mean, props
in
to
game
you.
time, you've been here over an hour of Izzy just talking and going through and even expanding upon what he said in even greater detail. So at this point, Mog has given you a couple rounds.
I've also ordered dessert now.
So yeah, you've been there quite a long time. At this point, everybody give me a perception check.
No.
Oh boy.
You don't have to.
No.
Ooh. See. Hey, nice little 9.
I am slightly drunk. I got a 9.
Oh yeah, actually, if you've been drinking heavily because of his story, roll with disadvantage because you would be considered intoxicated.
Oh, yo. Okay, still a 9. I thought that was 1. That's the only thing I don't like about these dice. The 7s look like 1s.
Oh yeah. 9. Who got the 24? Was that Ava?
Yeah, your friendly neighborhood monk.
Okay. Ava. Yeah, and then you're the only one actually that sees this. Rightfully so.
I feel so bad.
Something catches out of the corner of your eye, and you just kind of glance over and see something moving. It actually darts underneath the table behind you, and then just quickly under your all's table. Very, very quietly, and you just feel a small scrap of paper get slipped into your hand, and then the figure's gone.
Oh, okay,
no one else
cool.
saw that.
Damn, you trained them well.
Look at the paper.
Ever just train children?
I have a book that you would love.
Let's see. The passive. Let's see who has passive perception.
Nozak might now.
Izzy, you're the only one. You just noticed the door kind of closing as whatever this was leaves. You don't see anything. It's just with your passive perception, you just are aware that the door closed. You think maybe, well, couldn't have been the wind. So that's odd.
Can I ask, Izzy, what's your passive perception?
15.
Oh, mine's higher now.
Yeah, Nozak's is higher now. Yep.
Mine's 19.
It didn't refresh.
I took
What?
Observant Fate.
My D&D Beyond DM screen is failing me. So you would have seen that too.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, got the man. This is the
Bug
best sausage
report.
I've ever had.
I thought killing.
To you, Ava, the script of paper just says Conrad has assaulted another guard. That's all it says. Very short.
Ava.
Huh?
Actually, Ava, are you just openly reading that, or are you trying to hide that you're reading it?
Oh no, I would have just pulled it out and started.
Okay.
Okay. Table and started reading it.
So.
Oh, Ava, do you have notes as well?
I'll look
Yeah,
around.
you get out all
Is
these
anyone else to borrow
tomes,
with
and he
us?
pulls out one note.
Yeah, just one tiny little folded up scroll. Is there anyone else in the room with us?
Looking around, no. Even Mog has gone back into the kitchen at this point.
The the former king is very not happy. He's just assaulted a guard recently.
This
Again.
I feel as if Sarah should handle this more drastically than she is.
I understand the family thing, I do, but like we choose family for this reason when they're an abusive fuck.
But do you think we should offer to kill him for Sarah?
I
We don't have
don't
to tell
think.
her.
I do not think Sarah would appreciate that. Also, we do not need. Sarah said something that stuck with me. She told me that some people are still supporting him, and if you kill him, that may make him a martyr, especially if people know about how things went down or it somehow gets out. I think that it would be best for now to just. I think we need to simply tell her that she should be a bit more drastic, or at least tell Marrow that we're worried about how this can escalate. At least that's how I would
Such
feel.
a prick.
I feel sympathy for her. She clearly wants to have a relationship with her father, but she doesn't. I don't think she can see past that yet. Regardless, if you're the rule, you can't go around assaulting your guards, because if something happens, they won't want to work with you.
Oh, the great thing is he's not the ruler currently.
I just realized this is probably going to sound really morbid, and I'm sorry that this thought just popped into my head. But like, Nozak's drunk, like absolutely, so no filter. Nozak's just going to be like, I've seen so many men and women in the churches that have had to leave family because of that kind of a thing. Honestly, it's never good to keep them around. Just organize to like stabby. It's a lot better. It stops all of like the black guys and the bruises and like the herbalism can only do so much. Like it can't heal a lot of that stuff. It's mental, and mental. I can't heal mental. I'm not that good. And all you gotta hear. Hang on, I'll turn off my noise suppression. All you gotta hear is.
So Nozak
Alright.
just casually suggests, is it still regicide if I guess if they're not king anymore, and then falls asleep. Just casually, like, you just gotta, just a little stabby stab. I'm the cleric.
I think that she has a lot on her plate right now, and we should speak to Marrow so he can give that information to her. Or I'm sure he actually will. He's probably heard by now.
Got Varian on her plate.
I would prefer. I understand you all seem to have a care for Sarah, and she's nice. I would prefer not to get involved in this kingdom's politics without needing to.
As you
Nuts
say
one
that,
for politics, I think.
as you say that though, Izzy, and as you say that, as it leaves your mouth, you reflect for just a second that you think it might be too late. That even despite what you don't want to do, the Fourgiven are pretty much in the middle of this just by reputation alone on the events that have kind of transpired. Taking up the job with the king, being in the room where
Traveling
it
with the
happened.
cleric who married V.
Yeah. So by proxy, and it's just a feeling of dread that kind of settles over you as you realize that there may not be the ship may have sailed on that, for lack of a better word. Not the ship sail out of Cornelia anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, but Izzy will look at Grunthor and he says, Grunthor, if by the end of this I don't find any information for you, there is a place where you may be able to find information.
And
I will give you that information by the end of this if we don't find anything. I think it's only fair for you to have as much knowledge to your disposal as possible, so you can figure out where you come from. I won't be going, but I think you can probably handle it.
You won't be going?
Yes. Once I tell you about this place, I have no plans on going back.
oh, so it's like a one and done thing. Okay, cool.
But for now, I think we should give our answer to the Queen and also see if Marrow already knows about what's transpired with the King. Or I can do it if you all wish to continue your drinks.
No, fuck it. We might as well, or at least I'll join you. I've got something I want to tell Morrow before we sail. Ship off. Walk off. God damn it, we're talking about ships a lot.
All right.
A little part of me wants Dozak to go to bed, but another part of me thinks this would be really fucking funny.
So, just so you know, it's not that late. I mean, you guys kind of were going over probably midday. You've been drinking for a couple hours. It's not even really dinner time yet. So...
Dozak's an alcoholic! Damn it!
Look what you've done, Izzy. Look what you've done to Nozak. Although you're what, 3 feet tall? It can't take much to make you like fall over. I'm just imagining.
My idea of Nozak getting drunk is like me getting drunk because after like diabetes, alcohol completely screws with me. Like one glass of wine, I'm out.
Oh,
So like easy done.
sleepy time.
Like
Yeah.
a
Let's
thimble
go.
of whiskey.
Izzy will,
Just
I
the
guess,
foam off
pick
the
up.
beer.
I guess Izzy will be the one to pick up Nozak.
Yeah, I think you could probably. How much do you weigh, Nozak?
I don't know. I'm kind of
I imagine
Okay,
you're only
does
like 40
he-
pounds. I imagine you are basically the height and weight of my toddler.
I was gonna say, does like with the glamours, does that like take away weight from it, or like because I'm in heavy armor, even though I
No,
look
because
like
otherwise it would probably affect your actual armor class. It's more of it takes your current
Okay.
armor and it kind of it bends magically that armor into the shape of a different. So it looks like leather, but it still would have the
Okay, well, I
penetration
hope you
abilities
can-
of
I hope you can carry like 60 pounds.
I'm sure he can. Hold on, how much can
Drag
I...
60
Actually,
pounds.
let's
Scary.
just give me an athletics check. I just want to see.
Okay.
You know, like,
Oh,
Gunther just
no.
picks him up with, like,
Sorry,
two fingers.
apparently it's 15 times your strength score. My strength score is -1.
No. That's the
Yeah, so-
modifier.
So 15
Fif-
times 8 or 9 or whatever.
Oh, so I can carry about 30 pounds. Wait, sorry, that's a lie. 15 times 8 then.
Yeah. so
I
you
don't
can
know what that is.
you'd be fine.
120
So
pounds.
120.
You'd be
Oh,
fine.
cool.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, you pick him up, sling him over your shoulder, I guess, or you cradle him like a baby. How do you want to carry him?
He holds him under his arm like a football.
Like that? Perfect.
Can
Yeah.
we put me in like a little papoose? Or like a little one of those like baby carriers. Wolf knows what I'm talking about.
I don't know if
I
we
do.
would. I don't know if we would have bought a baby carrier.
I can't believe no one thought to do that. Someone should. Someone needs to get Grunther one of those baby carriers for Nozak.
Or it was brought up like when we first started heading out of Cordelia. I'm sure I brought up the idea.
Somebody
I just
needs
don't
to buy
remember.
one.
After they finish eating,
And then-
see is.
If any
Oh,
artists
God.
watch this show, I want someone to draw that for us. But go ahead.
You
Sorry.
guys see that Izzy kind of looks up at the table. You see he spins his finger around, and shooting from his bag, you see a little broom that starts sweeping up the table a bit, and then it just flies back in his bag, and he just takes the plates and then carries them into the back for Mog before picking up Nozak and heading out with everyone else.
Cute.
As you're leaving, he goes, "This isn't normally how it works, but here's your tip." And he just flicks you one gill for cleaning it up.
Yeah, he'll say, you know what? Here's your tip, Mog, and he's gonna put down that and another gill on the table.
He goes, "Wow, that worked out for me." And he just sweeps him up, puts him in a little pouch that you can't even really see. I'm like, it looks like he's just there.
Now
He
I have
somehow has a
63
pocket.
gill.
Mog is a legend, and we love him.
And then he just goes back to doing his thing. I also, as you're carrying Nozak, I kind of imagine that he's like, his head's just kind of dangling with his little ears, and they're just bouncing as you walk.
All right.
Are you all heading back to the basically the throne room? What's the plan?
Yeah.
Are we? All right, cool.
All
I mean, it was a
right.
pretty quick decision that we come to, so.
Quick.
Sorry, just saw Grunthor put in player lounge.
What he said? I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Hold on, viewers. Oh, yeah, perfect. Sometimes we got little jokes going on in our Discord while we play.
Yeah, Izzy has to be the guy in the middle only because of the scowl.
Love it.
It's a scene from The Hangover, by the way. For those of you wondering what we're looking at.
So good.
So, you all make your way back. You're shown directly into the throne room. At this point, the people at the castle know who you are. They don't do any stops or checks. They just kind of give you a nod and then usher you in. When you get in there, though, it's only Morrow, and you see as you open the door, he is over fussing with the chocobo egg. You see him very carefully and almost paternally. He's like cleaning off some of the spots on the egg. You see him kind of waving his hands, adjusting the magic. He doesn't actually seem to notice you've come in. You can see him also kind of polishing the pedestal that it's on.
Aw. Let's go, Morrow.
He just kind of drops the cloth and then, like, with a flurry of his hands, it just disappears out of existence. Oh, I wasn't expecting you. I was just checking on this stupid thing. The queen's not here. What are you, can I help you?
We wanted to tell you that we will be going with her and the other one. I don't know what Furion's title is. We will be going with her and her husband whenever they plan on leaving. We do need to talk about a few stops we would like to make, but other than that, we wanted to know if you heard the news about the king's current whereabouts.
Last I heard, he's under house arrest.
Oh yeah, he beat the shit out of some guard a few minutes ago, hour ago.
And you know this, Hal?
Morrow, I told you I'm a man of many skills and I know things. Don't you remember? That's why I gave you the shopping list before we left.
He eyes you for just a second.
Oh.
His eye flicks down quickly to your ring. Yes, I see.
Mm-hmm.
No, I hadn't heard, but I do appreciate you bringing this to my attention. I will have to make the queen aware and deal with this too. Although, maybe he'll suffer an accident while they're traveling. That would be...
Hey, accidents do happen.
Bad.
All right.
Happy. I'm gonna stab him.
I would never stab the former king.
I'll do it.
All right, that's enough for you. We're getting you water once we are done here. All right, that's all I had to say. You should probably, I don't know, have her deal with this. It seems rather dangerous if he's going to assault the people who work for her.
Yes, it seems like he's been escalating the last couple weeks. You know, I really thought that once he had a chance to cool down, that maybe he would just fade away into obscurity, but he seems to be making a final stand, or whatever he thinks he's doing. It's bad enough that he ran this country into the ground for 20 years, but sure, let's just deal with this now. That's great.
Conrad's living his final fantasy.
Hey!
Oh my god.
Do I give him inspiration for that, or make him roll 1d6 damage?
Both.
I'll take both.
The two of you take this one. I need to speak to Mara about some extra information, if that's all right.
Like alone, or do you just want to not hear him giggling and talking about stabbing the king?
Yes, I would prefer to speak to Mara alone. Let's just speak to Mara alone. I need to take a few notes on various things I need to ask him specifically about. I think he's the best source.
All right, you bumbling bunny, come on, and I'll start dragging him along.
Don't you all go too far, though. I do have something I'd like to discuss.
All right.
Maybe you can put the bunny somewhere, though, if you want.
Here, Nozak, let's find you something to stab, and I'll take him to like the training room or something.
Yay.
We take him straight to Conrad's cell. So, as they leave,
no one will suspect the bunny.
As they kind of exit the room, Morrow comes back around to the front of the throne and just kind of stands there in front of you. Yes, you wanted to speak to me.
Do you have any news from any other kingdoms outside of Cornelia? It's been a while since I've taken in any news, gossip, inner ears from other places.
Unfortunately, one of the many legacies of our former king was the absolute destruction of our trade and tourism. We haven't had people coming or going for quite some time because there's literally no reason to. I've sent messengers out, but it's hard to get information back. There's very few that are willing to venture into the Empire to bring information back, and then even fewer who return. So unfortunately, no, not really. Are you looking for information from anyone particular? Any particular place?
The floating mage city. Have you heard anything from them? I haven't heard. Yes, I haven't heard anything from them except about their son healing a sickness in the capital.
He kind of looks at you. Things are making a little more sense. You're from there, aren't you?
That doesn't answer my question.
No, it doesn't.
Ooh.
But I think you just answered mine. He looks at you, goes, unfortunately, I haven't. We did have someone years ago, but I don't even recall their name. It's been right in the midst of the Spiro War at this point. God, what was their name? I don't recall. But, no, mostly they keep to themselves, from what I understand.
Yes, that makes sense. And then I'll have to see if there's any news in the next city then, unfortunately.
So what kind of news are you expecting? And if you don't mind me asking, what is a child of Mysidia doing in Cornelia?
Both very good questions. Unfortunately, I can only answer one of them in truth. I'm here because I feel as if fate brought me here. I haven't the slightest idea why. But just know that me being here means others had to, unfortunately, pass. So I've been given a chance that not a lot of other people are given. My name gets to fade away because the people who were going to send me to someone else will get to forget about me. So now I get to travel and find all the knowledge I want without having to go anywhere near that cesspool of false knowledge. Unfortunately, that's all I could tell you, though.
Well, Izzy. You're quite a bit more interesting than I thought.
Not really. I'm the same person. Same person, honestly.
I will say, I do share your sentiments about the city in itself. I've been there myself many, many years ago. I'm much older than I look. But,
Same.
didn't quite enjoy my time there. It seems neither did you. It's nice to know some things never change.
I mean, you've seen the way that I activate my spark. There was nothing for me there, unfortunately.
And that's why I never would have pegged you from coming from Mysidia. I'm actually kind of surprised. Kind of surprised you're still alive, to be honest.
So am I. But if it wasn't for a very, very cranky old lady, I probably wouldn't have survived. You can thank her for that if you ever meet her.
A cranky
but
old
for now,
lady. Okay. I have one final question. What'd your surname happen to be?
My surname. I don't have one anymore.
What did it used to be?
Well, I got rid of it, so it doesn't quite matter. All you need to know is that if you care to know who taught me, though, I'll gladly tell you her name because I think it needs to be spread more often, especially because of how powerful she is. But other than that, I don't quite care for what came before I met her.
Just kind of looking at you. Seems to be trying to figure you out a little bit.
Yeah, I know that because of the music, it seems like this is some insidious ass shit he's saying, but he is being 100% genuine with him. He quite literally does not care about what happened before he came to the Earth.
This is just my throne room music, but yeah.
I was ready for Izzy to throw the fuck down. Then it was like,
no, I promise you all, there's nothing insidious happening. It's just the music.
Well, there's nothing insidious maybe from Izzy's standpoint. Nozak. Moro's getting some interesting information here.
Listen, if Moro wants to try to assassinate us, I guess.
Very well. Everyone's entitled to their secrets. Lord knows I have my own. Yes. But the lady you said trained you, her name?
You can search any book to learn about her, and I have wonderful recommendations. If you'd like to know more about Mistress Matoya, please let me know.
You must be joking.
No.
Matoya.
Yes, the best sorceress mage.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. She is by far the most powerful I've ever met. But to be honest, I kind of heard she went mad. No one's seen her in quite some time. You're telling me you've trained with her?
Mad is an understatement, but yes, I have.
No,
she's very important. She's very important to me.
Much, much more interesting than I first thought. If you ever find yourself back in Cornelia, we may need to have a longer conversation.
Of course. I have a plethora of knowledge on many things.
I'm sure you and I could share some tales.
Now, you want to speak to the rest of them as well?
Yes, if you could send them in, just let them know. I just would like to go over some of the details with the departure and request of my own.
All right. Izzy will peace out and try to find his friends.
Okay. It shouldn't take too long. That conversation didn't last that long, so yeah, Nozak's still kind of shit-faced.
I was about to say, am I a drowned rabbit right now? Has one of them just poured a bucket of water over me?
That's up to them. What are you guys doing, Grunthor and Ava? How are you dealing with Nozak over here?
I'm gonna stab him.
You just gonna let him go?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, no, probably not.
They'll never suspect the rabbit and them declaring it's foolproof.
He's not being quiet, is he? So it's pretty easy to track down where he is. And you see Grunthor and Ava just exasperatedly trying to keep him in line. And as Ava said, it's taken him to like the practice grounds, and Nozak's just stabbing dummies. I'm assuming screaming death to the king, but I don't know. That's up to Nozak.
I'm literally stabby, stabby.
If you all care, Moro is free to speak to you all now. He says he wants to share details about the departure and also make a request. I'm not sure what that means, but knowing him, it's probably more work.
Yeah, he loves us.
Yeah, and
Nice.
Izzy will head right on back in.
I get nice.
As you guys all make your way back in, Morrow is once again, when you come in, he's over near the egg, but he very quickly comes back to where you are at this point. He's not caught in the act doing anything. He's just over in that area, just happened to be standing over there, and then he walks back. Well, nice to see all of you again, and the bunny. So,
I got a tip for you, Moro.
Yes,
No,
what's that?
Zach. No,
And the handle
no.
attached to it. And a handle attached to it. And it's a knife.
Wow. What's your HP?
My HP.
HP. Oh, he's gonna cast.
I have a HP of 35.
35?
Yeah. Go with
Strong boy.
Let's do it this way then. let's see what it
Please
is.
angle it in a way where it does not hit us. I do not have a lot of HP.
Okay, that he's only targeting Nozak. 5d8. Let's just see what happens. See if I can do anything.
Wait, can I make it even better? I'll make my AC higher.
Okay, I'm gonna roll 9d8 is what I'm gonna do.
Oh shit!
So I'm gonna cast it at 3rd level. So let me go back. Give me just 1 second.
You dabble in magic on Morrow.
He dabbles. I don't understand what you're getting at.
I don't even have 3rd level spells. Fuck dabbling.
Well, you know. Give me just a second. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting to roll this many, but I'm going to. Just to see. Of course, my character sheet's not loading. Okay. Let's go.
Well, Moro's got his own character sheet and everything. Let's go.
No, it's easier for me to just go to a character sheet on D&D Beyond, so I can just roll the thing at the bottom. All right. Let's do
how many
this.
are we rolling?
You're not rolling anything. It's just me.
Yeah,
I'm
I know, but
rolling
like how many
9d8.
Sweet.
All right. Let's see.
Let's see if he kills me.
Man, it's rolling. It's rolling. Sorry, I know this is great television. 33. What is your HP?
Oh.
35.
He waves his hand, and then you feel yourself start to nod off. You feel yourself and then just kind of pop your eyes open, and he just goes, "Damn it."
I know what you tried to do, but it's okay. I'll do it myself. And then he just, as soon as I finish saying you I'll do it myself, it's just instant.
He just kind of cocks his head. Well, end result's the same. Anyway, so I hear that you are looking to leave with Her Highness and Furion tomorrow. Is that the case, or would you need more time?
That is
Tomorrow
fine.
good for me.
Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow sounds great.
And I believe someone had mentioned something about an additional stop. What?
Yes. I would like to stop in Altair, if that's all right. Right? I would like
Okay.
to speak to Min Wu. And maybe stop at their library if they have one, or his personal library. I haven't spoken to another mage in a very long time, aside from you, and I'm actually very interested to see what his study consists of. Wait, sorry, that makes it sound personal. We're asking him questions having to do with our mission.
Yeah, understood. Min Wu focuses more in the healing arts than anything else, though he is quite powerful himself. Altair, not the best library there, although to your point, Min Wu may have some of his own. But yeah, you will actually be passing through Altair. The main road runs through there anyway, so I imagined you'd be probably stopping over at some point along the path. So that shouldn't be a problem. Was there somewhere else?
Thank you. Canaan.
Mostly
Didn't somebody
just-
want to go to Canaan?
Well, Grunthor suggested a stop in Canaan, but I feel as if they probably don't have much there, correct?
Canaan is actually even smaller than Altair.
Right.
And
so
quite a
we're
bit out
just,
of the way.
So we're just going to Lindblom after that. And hopefully, with Furion's help, we can raid their library and see what their mages or what their historians may think of things.
That's not a bad idea. I'm sure they have things that they've kept out of the hands of Cornelia for certain reasons, one or the other. But yes, Altair, that won't be a problem anyway. I believe that's on the itinerary as it is.
All right.
So
Oh, then that is it.
very well. Was there anything else?
I don't believe there's anything from me.
Okay.
Oh, you said you had a request?
I do. But it is a private request that I would ask Sir Grunthor to stick around for just a moment once we're done here. But before that, is there anything else that anybody would like to know about the trips? Provisions will be provided. You won't need to worry about gathering those. You will be leaving with a caravan. We have guards, of course, because it's the Queen and the son of the Emperor, so we are taking all the precautions. I will have ways in which to be in contact with the Queen herself, and so I can feed her information, and she can feed me information back if need be. I plan to keep her completely in the loop on what is happening in her kingdom as well as with her father. So, but yes, so we do have a few. We have one wagon going out. So, with the 2 horses that we still have, and our royal menagerie, but we do have quite a large number of guards that will be traveling alongside you. Probably not as combat efficient as those that have faced down an icon, but still, we want to make sure our queen feels safe.
Wonderful. And we'll take the free ride as payment.
Morrow,
Yeah.
you're going to be acting ruler while the queen is away, right?
That is the intention of the queen, yes.
I know you said you have a way of getting in touch with the queen from a distance, but if, for any reason, you need to find out something, and you can get a hold of me, let's just say I have some birds that fly around the city singing the songs of Cornelia.
You think your little network has more eyes and ears than me?
I found out about the king before you did.
Very well. If I have need of your assistance, I will reach out. I wouldn't expect it, though.
Good.
Wonderful. Grunthor,
He seems like not defensive, but his pride struck a little bit.
Wonderful. With that said, Grunthor, I will take that. He just picks up Nozak and puts him under his arm again. Ava.
Still snoring.
Ava, you've traveled around. Could you show me how to make an adventurer? What to put in my adventurer pack?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. We can
Wonderful.
do that. We should make a few.
Let's leave these two to talk then. And he will start heading out.
Sir Grunthor, you know,
I just crossed my arms.
there's no need for this. Come on, we're friends now, yes? Just
I
gonna
do not agree.
Well, you could at least say we share a similar goal. Yes, we both care about the Queen deeply, and we want to make sure that she is successful in her role. Can we at least agree on that? And thus far, I mean, sure, we don't get along necessarily, but I've not really steered you in the wrong direction now, have I? I've tried to be helpful. Wouldn't you say?
What is your request?
Okay. It's just a small request, and it's not for me. I just want you to deliver a message, if you would, once you get to Lindblom. Do you think you can handle that?
That is?
Once you get there, I want you to search out a woman named Elmira. Okay. She lives very close to the Central District. She's actually one of the royal housemaids. So she lives in the palace. Her name is Elmira. I want you to deliver a message for her, please. Tell her you're looking for Phoenix. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
Can you repeat that back to me?
Elmira,
Yes?
looking for Phoenix.
So far,
Royal housemaid.
very good. Very good. Sorry, I can't help it. He's an asshole. I gotta be a little condescending. Then, I want you to tell her in these exact words. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
The chocobo has roasted.
Fuck.
They'll know what
Yes,
it means.
Grunthor that one. That's a great idea.
I apologize for, and he kind of looks over at Duchess at the verbiage, but it is what needs to be said.
Ooh.
I'd like to roll insight
Go ahead.
to see if he has some
Nefarious plan.
nefarious. Yeah.
Oh, I wish Ava was here to hear that sentence.
Damn it.
Oh, that was if
Evil.
any time for you to get your natural 20s.
Right.
Morrow was very hard to read. He most of the time his expression is rather blank, unless he's being an asshole. He has a little bit of a smirk, but he's hard to read. You're not sure. Nefarious, maybe. I don't know. It could be innocent. It's a weird statement. The chocobo has roasted. It strikes you as a weird statement, but as far as what he's saying, he's not giving you any mustache twirly vibes at the moment.
Just based on that, I'm going to look at Morrow, take a step forward. If any harm comes to the egg or the chick, I will find you skewered on the end of my sword.
Oh, jeez.
Give me a intimidation check, first of all.
Oh, you know me and my intimidation
but
check.
it's at disadvantage because, as you have seen, he actually cares quite a bit for the egg, so he's not actually worried about it. So
Okay, now it's not even rolling. What the heck happened?
it's just calculating what went wrong with that last roll. Why you didn't get a natural
Yeah.
one.
There it goes.
Yes, that we can change.
Fixing the code.
I'm in. I'm gonna be honest. When he said the chocobo roasted, immediately the first thing I thought was a chocobo hitting the hardest boy hand.
It didn't roll, did it?
No, it says it's still trying to roll.
Yeah.
So it's like it's calculating or something. Is that another 6? Okay.
Yep.
He stands up a little taller, and he says, I assure you nothing is going to happen to the egg. This actually has nothing to do with chocobos. It's just the phrase. There are phrases that mean certain things and other things. It's just the phrase that needs to be said. If you say anything else, the meaning won't be conveyed.
I will consider it, but maybe you need to change your phrases.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. We'll take that into consideration. I will like to stress, though, that this, I believe, could help the Queen. That's all I'll say. It's up to you if you deliver. Sir
We shall see.
Grunthor, Knight of Cornelia, sworn to help the throne.
To help the queen, not
No,
you.
in here.
Well, this will help the Queen. And as of tomorrow, I'm acting in her stead. I could send you the same request tomorrow if you'd like.
Queen
There's,
tomorrow.
there's that little smirk when he's being an asshole, by the way.
My sword will still be sharp tomorrow, too.
Yes, but you'll be with her. Are you threatening the Queen?
Never.
Then I would consider seeing this through.
We will see.
Very well. That's all.
Yeah.
And Grunthor, just so you know, I trust you. That's why I'm giving you this task. It wouldn't hurt to give me just a little trust. I want nothing but for the Queen to succeed and for Cornelia to flourish once again. The old king was standing in the way of that.
Honeyed words attract bees as well as flies. And I just turn and walk up to the group.
Best of luck on your journey.
What?
Grunthor joins the rest of you.
I can make up random phrases too. Let's go.
Holy shit, that was incredible.
The raven, the raven flaps at midnight.
Ow.
What are y'all doing?
I need to go make sure my spell book is ready. So after I make this adventurous pack, that's what I'll be doing for the rest of the day. If you all need any more questions answered, feel free to ask. My brain is a tool for you all to use.
Okay.
Nozak be hitting that slum.
Nozak's out.
I'm going to go prep Duchess for a journey.
Okay. Yeah, giving some just last minute drills. Go ahead, give me another animal handling check. And you can do it with advantage since it's with Duchess. Just some final prep, low DC.
You love that for them.
23.
Yeah. Whatever hesitations you may have had evaporate. She seems to have taken this really well. The training, and actually, you don't remember a lot from before. Your amnesia, as we've said, is much more vast. But bits and pieces of it come back to you as you work with Duchess. And one thing that you do think you remember is it's never been this easy to train a chocobo before. You think that perhaps it does have to do with her being golden, and that, her breed may be particularly inclined or intelligent. But yeah, I mean, she seems to really be getting it. And over the past month, and with the roles you've had, she actually seems to be forming a really strong bond with you as well. So she's listening, she's doing what you need her to do, And there's times to where if she doesn't listen to you, in retrospect, it seems like whatever she did was in your best interest. Maybe something she saw that you didn't see. You're working really well as a unit.
Excellent. Give her some pats, and I'm gonna sleep in the stable with her.
Okay.
Overnight.
Aww.
Cute.
Cute. Love that for them.
All right, what's everyone else doing?
Izzy would like to talk to Ava.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, so Izzy will go to Ava, and where would Ava be, actually? Sorry, I'm looking at my character sheet.
Probably, we could say we ran into each other at Mog's Tavern or something after I threw Nozak in his room.
Okay, that's fair. So, I wanted to be 100% transparent with you. I don't like using deception as a means to get what I want. I've never liked doing that. It doesn't come easy for me because I believe knowledge should be given to people if given the chance. You mentioned twice the organization you worked for by name. So me being the curious soul I am, I added that to my research. Do you have a particular mission you're hoping to achieve while you're doing this with us? And will it get in the way of what we're trying to do?
Honestly, no. After Sarah got married and dethroned the king, there hasn't been anything to do.
All right. I was just curious. Only because I know that conflicts can arise when if you feel as if people are putting their goals ahead of yours. And if at any point you feel as if your promise to this organization takes priority, I will always be free to listen to what you have to say. I'm not sure how you came upon it or why you're working for them, but just know that if you're ever in danger because they want you to do something, putting putting my needs aside to help you out because you seem like a nice person.
Thank you, Izzy. I appreciate that.
Yes. I just hope that you're being treated well. I know what it's like to be stuck in a system where you're treated as nothing more than a pawn.
No, this group was actually pretty good, but I understand where you're coming from. I appreciate that. Thank you. I think I also understand your reaction earlier on why you wanted to speak alone about it.
Yes. I know that I'm not sure how old you are, but you seem on the younger side, and it's been nice to have someone at least relatively close to my age in a sense to speak to. It's more difficult speaking to Grunthor because he is much older than me and has more experience. And Nozak doesn't really have a very strong concept of time itself. It's
Yeah.
nice to speak to someone who's at least close to my age. I've never been able to have that before.
And talking to all that muscle that Grunther has is a little intimidating sometimes.
All right, I'm glad someone said it because I
Yeah,
don't know
no,
why,
it's-
but whenever he talks to you, it's like he's flexing at you.
I know, right? It's like it's not even like he intentionally does, and it's like it's not like it's intimidating, but whenever his voice just makes the muscles just it's impressive.
Yeah, and one day I gave like an idiom about like pulling feathers, and he immediately got defensive, and it was really weird. Like he thought I was trying to attack his chocobo, which I get, like I completely understand.
Yeah,
Animal
yeah.
cruelty is not something you should stand for ever.
Right, yeah, of
But
course.
like it was weird.
You know, he's got big protection energy. Yeah, I think whatever past fighting he did as a soldier probably taught
Yes.
him a thing or two about staying with a unit or staying with a family.
Are you we're going to have to go to the Elvish kingdom soon. Are you from there?
There's no elves.
Well,
Sorry, the L is in
Elves
kingdom.
Yes. What's that place called again?
No,
It is called
You're not from there. Sandoria.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sandoria. He's specifically referring to Sandoria.
Okay, no, I'm not from Sandoria.
Oh. Well, I hope that you can give me any insight into Elizan culture that can help us while we're there.
If we ever stop by there or plan on heading there, I'll give you a little lesson and show you some of our roots.
Wonderful. So, does this book on adventuring go into the adventurers pack?
You know, there is room for 3 to 5 personal items. So if you want that to be one of your personal items, you can.
All right, so all 3 volumes. Gotcha.
Yep, that's great.
His adventuring pack is just books.
Okay. Yep, that's okay.
That's the end of Izzy's conversation.
Okay. Ava, are you gonna once you guys finish talking? Do you stay downstairs? Do you go to your room?
I would go to my room.
Okay. You go up, and probably an hour goes by. You're getting comfortable. You're just about to drift off, and you hear a tiny knock at the door. Very quiet.
Go over to the door and listen for a second.
Just another quick knock.
Open the door.
You see standing outside a very young, short, probably 10 or so Mithra girl standing there. Can I come in for just a second?
Yeah.
I tried to wait until everyone was asleep, I thought.
Yeah,
She just kind of sneaks in. So, some little birds told me you all were leaving tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah, I'm glad you found me. I was actually going to tell you over the things. But
I just wanted to drop by. She looks kind of like nervous and kind of shy. Look, I've not really had many people in my life, older people, that have really shown me any interest, and I just wanted to say thanks, and I hope you come back.
plan on it. I do like Cornelia.
Yeah. Well, I know we'll be in touch, and I've got my little birds bringing me what I think you're looking for, but I'm just gonna kind of miss hanging out with you.
You you learned quick.
Well, you kind of have to. I mean, I've lived on the streets part of my life, and the orphanage, some of the others, and you're just really the first kind of grown-up that's really ever given me the time of day. I mean, even the people at the orphanage, I mean, they care for us, they just feed us, but I mean, you talk to us, and you just don't get that a lot. I just wanted to say thanks.
I will just extend his arms out for a hug.
She
Aww.
she comes in, she hugs you. You can hear her just sniffling a little bit. You're going to take care of yourself, right? You're going to come back?
Oh, of course. Of course. We're going to be in communication. I'd love to hear the songs of my birds when I return.
I think we're going to have some nice songs for you.
Good.
Don't worry. Little Leonhardt's got this place covered.
Oh, I know you do. I'm more worried about myself than Cornelia.
We are too. I want to hear all sorts of stories when you get back, okay? And you better not wait until I'm a teenager before you come home.
All right. What is that? Like 4 years? 7 years?
It's 2.5. Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah.
I'm not joking.
Pinky promise.
She holds it out, gives you a pinky promise. Anyway, that was it. Be safe.
Was that you that gave me the notes earlier?
No, I sent them in.
Oh, they're good.
They are good. Yes.
That was
so
impressive.
I think I'm thinking about redistributing them a little bit because I think they're being underutilized. They are good.
Yeah.
That was kind of a test, actually.
That
I
was
don't think
a very
anyone
good
else,
test.
I don't think anyone else noticed him.
I didn't even.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you who that is.
Ooh, good. Even I'll be surprised.
I learned from the best.
That you did.
Take care of yourself, okay?
You too.
All right. She just kind of goes back to the door, and just as she's leaving, she just kind of says, "Bye-bye." Pulls
A
it
few
shut.
months.
I'm going to hold you to that. Just kind of pulls the door shut. And I think we're going to end the session on that. We'll pick up
Wholesome
next
notes.
time. Yeah, wholesome. I didn't. This time no one died. I figured I owed you all a
Yeah.
wholesome ending once. No death. No, like, fiends revealing themselves.
People have died? What? Couldn't be me.
You take a month to play with orphans, you should get at least, like, a nice wholesome send-off.
No.
Okay, so we will pick up next session, heading out of Cornelia with the queen and her little entourage, heading for the town of Altair. So that will be where we go. RP heavy session. I really enjoyed it though.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a nice change of pace because last one was such a combat heavy session. So I had a good time. So
Same.
there you go. We're back. 2023, the year of Kupo Quest. We're rocking and rolling. We're ready to go now.
And all we did was RP.
I like RP. Yeah. I think that the combats will be better now. You're level 3. You've got some jobs.
4.
I'm
Yeah,
not
really.
trying to kill you anymore. I mean...
Oh, great. I mean,
well-
what? Huh?
Oh, yeah, you're 4. You're fine. I can stop holding back. All right. With that, Lally ho, friends, thank you for tuning in. If you didn't catch it live, thank you for watching on YouTube. We can't wait to see you next week.
Yay!
Yeah,
Bye.
Yay. Happy New
Hey.
Year!
Happy New Year.
That too, what he said.